Good morning, everyone. My name is Trevor Gordon. I do the Media Relations Communications with the Canadian Epilepsy Alliance. Today we are going to do an interview with Céleste Lévis. Celeste grew up in Timmins, Ontario. She's a musician. She has actually 4 albums out that you can find on Spotify and Apple Music. 4 albums. She released her first album in 2015. She's toured all over Canada. As I mentioned, 4 albums available on Apple Music and Spotify. She's also helped out with one of our local epilepsy organizations. So Canadian Epilepsy Alliance has about 25 epilepsy organizations across Canada. Epilepsy Ontario launched Epilepsy Shop in November of 2020. Celeste helped out with epilepsy awareness, Epilepsy Shop campaign. She was a model for us. She helped promote the French collection, so she helped out with that. And she also created an epilepsy awareness video that was used across Canada by multiple epilepsy organizations across Canada. So today we're going to talk to Celeste, and I'm actually, before we have her join, I haven't done this in an interview before, but I want to just play some of her music. This is the song called I Can't Make You Love Me. So let's just have Celeste join us right now.
Good morning.
Good morning. How does it feel hearing your own music?
Oh, geez. It's so fun, I have to say. And that's funny because that's a song that I put out quite a few years ago. So it's nice to see how I've grown since then.
Because actually, this is exciting for me to kind of talk to a musician, because I've always wanted to ask that question to a musician. Like, do you ever get used to hearing your song, whether it come on Spotify or you're maybe out and about and a friend plays it, or you just hear it organically? Do you ever get used to that feeling, or do you still take a moment to be like, that's kind of cool?
Oh, I definitely take the moment for sure. It's pretty amazing, to put out music, and especially when it's original music as well, and to see that others choose to play it, So that's it's the best feeling in the world.
So, I mean, we're going to talk about what you've helped do with respect to creating epilepsy awareness and Epilepsy Shop. But I'm excited to talk to you in the sense of your journey with music. So what got you into this? What was your passion for music? How did that all begin?
Yeah, it's quite the story, but I actually, and it kind of ties into why I thought it was so important to create awareness. I have a Chiari malformation, so a brain malformation that's caused many struggles in my life since I was 13 years old. And before that, I had no interest in music at all. And it's only once I had the surgery, once I had to stop sports and all the things that I loved so much prior to the surgeries, I said, you know what, I have to find something else. And I was lucky enough to have been able to find another passion through a talent I didn't know I had. So, and then throughout the years with my songs, just talking about the struggle and not being heard, or not knowing, well, that it being such a rare disease as well, that no one knows about it, and always having to find words to explain things. Through my music, I was able to do that. So I try to be a voice for those that may not have that way of expressing themselves. So music has been really important throughout that whole journey, and I hope my songs can help those that are struggling.
That's a great answer, because you actually answered 2 of my questions that I had for you, because that was one of the questions I thought about was, you don't have to do this, right? And it's just very awesome that a person like at your level, a public figure, a celebrity, is using your platform to help create awareness for multiple conditions. And even again, segueing into what you did with Epilepsy Shop or the Canadian Epilepsy Alliance with creating that video. I mean, that video, you created that video about, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and still to this day, it's getting a lot of interactions, a lot of views. So you're helping create conversations. Why do you think, why do you think it's important for other public figures, other celebrities to do what you're doing?
Well, I've experienced it firsthand. I like I said, I have something that's very rare, that even doctors and specialists that I've gone to see, they don't even know anything about it. I actually had to go for a surgery in Barcelona because here in Canada we don't have that knowledge of what was going on in my body. So because I have to be honest, at first when they reached out to me to talk about epilepsy, I felt like, okay, I'm not living with epilepsy. I don't know that reality, but I do know what the brain can do to our body and how important it is to take care of it, and to talk about these things for those that don't have the knowledge of what it's about, or how important it is to talk about it, or to support those that are living with those struggles. So it was very important for me to try, because I'm a voice, an extra voice that'll talk about it, and I have a different platform. I reach out to others, like to different people of those that have already done videos or other things. So why not be that extra person to talk about it? It's so important. And on top of it, the fact that I could reach out to a French audience, that was something that was new at the time as well. So I was very proud to have been able to support in some way.
So actually, that was my next question, is you're psychic, by the way.
I guess so.
I'm going to add that to your LinkedIn, your bio. I want that to be your new thing, that you're also you're multi-talented in so many ways, but you're also a psychic.
I like that. That's the first time I hear that.
But yeah, the question I had is that, like, how did that video come to be? How did that video get started?
Yeah. So it started out with the seizure and brain injury center that they have in Timmins. So they had reached out knowing that I had problems with my brain, I guess. So they had reached out to see if I was willing, and I'm pretty much always down for anything. And it was such a good cause, and I try to to help out as much as I can, again, because I understand the struggle of getting the word out there. So it was important for me.
And I remember when that was posted by both yourself, by Canadian Epilepsy Alliance, by the local epilepsy organization, it did get a lot of traction, a lot of interactions. And I know also for the French-speaking community, they were so happy about that, because spoiler alert, people that speak French also have epilepsy or also have brain conditions, or you know what I mean? So it was like a big deal when you said you did that video in French and to create that conversation. Because not just people in Quebec aren't the only ones that speak French. People all over Canada speak French. So to have you do that video, and then to help you for you to also create the awareness for the first ever epilepsy awareness shirt, which just hearing myself say that there hasn't been many shirts out there, epilepsy or brain injury related, creating awareness for such an important disease in French.
No, exactly. And it's actually quite funny, because the purple is also the color for what I have for Chiari malformation. So right there, I had a connection. I was very proud to wear that color for many different reasons, So, but yes, to have someone that represents, either your language or your culture, or peu importe, I'm speaking in French at the same time. But no, yeah, it's so important, and they're so it's good to show your colors, whether it be on your T-shirt or anything.
So for those that are just joining us, we're having a conversation with Celeste. She's a musician. She has 4 albums. She's toured all over Canada. She's helped create awareness for epilepsy by doing a video shout out, as well as promoting Epilepsy Shop. She was a model for us. This is a very informal conversation. So if there's anyone in the chat has a question, please don't hesitate. Throw the comment in the chat. I think I don't want to make an assumption, but I think you have a family member watching you right now as well.
Oh, of course. My mom, Monique. I knew she'd be there. I sent her a little text before. I said, hey,
Great.
because she's still in Timmins. I'm in Ottawa now, so try to connect in any
So
way.
you're having a family reunion through this interview. So yes, your
Exactly.
daughter's fine. She's doing great. So your new album, or your most recent album, is called "If You Want to Know Everything."
Yes.
Why the name of that? What made you come up with that title?
Yes, it's actually an album that was written during the pandemic. So it was to invite everyone, to know what's really going on in my head. I think when we write songs, it's kind of everyone expects it to be, what's going on in your mind, your body, and everything. But I really felt like I had to write about my different relationships, whether it be with my health, with with the people I love, with the struggles I face in the music industry, the relationship with my big dreams that are always it seemed too big sometimes. But so it was an invitation for those that want to listen, that want to hear about it. I always write songs from my personal experiences, but I try to keep it so that others can also make links, with what I'm saying. So it was really important for me to put that album out. It felt really good.
Have you faced any roadblocks or stereotypes with the condition that you have in the music industry, or have you been hesitant sometimes to even share what you have because you're worried that there might be, I don't know, a roadie or some person on a sound stage just like hesitant because of something like?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think I've always struggled with how much should I talk about it, because it is something that it affects me every day, every second of the day. I have chronic pain from my condition, and it does. My only moments that I have relief from some of my pain is when I'm on stage singing, and I think it must be the adrenaline, or the fact that your mind is only concentrated on one thing, but so I hesitate always of talking, okay, because I live through it every day. Do you say it again, or do you I know that it's important to talk about it for awareness, because I have a lot of people that have reached out because of the TV show that I had done, The Voice in Quebec. A lot of people that would write to me saying, I've never met anyone else with it. No one knows about this condition. So again, you see how important it is to talk about it. Then again, I'm someone who's very positive, and I try to keep that in my music, to keep it on my social media as well. So I choose my moments of when to share my health stories, but it always feels good at the same time. It's kind of like a big relief when I finally update everyone. Yes, social media looks all great and like everything's perfect, but there's a struggle that's going on all the time. So that feels good as well. But I think it might help people connect even more maybe with my music as well.
So you've toured across Canada. When's your next concert date? Any big shows coming up that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, we have a couple coming up. We just did one last night here in Ottawa for a private event, and we're heading tomorrow to Whitby near Toronto for another show, and we're in Granby, Quebec next week as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I get to tour with my husband as well, and then my team that I always bring with me. So we have a lot of fun together, that's for sure.
Who are your favorite artists?
Oh, wow. My very favorite is Lennon Stella, who's an artist that I love a lot, and I'm just waiting for her to put out some new stuff. So I really enjoy her music. I really like a lot of different types of music as well, and I think I've been influenced by my husband, who does all kinds of different styles, and he's really opened my eyes to music that I didn't used to listen to as much. So I feel like it influences me. Even though I'm not doing rock music or metal music, I can still appreciate it. I can appreciate the talent and all the work that's behind it. So it's fun to discover so much new music.
That's great. I want to thank you for doing this. I know you're a busy person, but I had to reach out to request this interview with you because, like I said, it's been, I don't know the exact amount of years, but at least 2, if not 3 years since you created that one epilepsy awareness video, as well as you doing, the promo that you did, being a model for us or a spokesperson for us in the sense of the epilepsy shop. But to this day, it still gets tons of traffic, tons of interactions, creating conversations at least across Canada, if not further out there. And I can't thank you enough for what you're doing for creating epilepsy awareness and putting a spotlight also on the condition that you have with this campaign. I can't thank you enough for doing that.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for reaching out, for having this conversation with me. And I'm really happy I was able to help in some way. And I'm behind you guys 100%. And I really hope that it just keeps growing and that people feel safe with everything that you guys are creating. That's the most important part. It's that safe spot.
We would probably reach out to you in March 2025 for Epilepsy
There we
Awareness
go.
Month. So put a circle on that month that we would love to connect with you in March 2025.
Sounds great. We'll do that.
All right. Well, anything else that you would like to say as we wrap up? And like, I know we talked about your concert dates. Can we put you on the spot to get a spoiler alert about a 5th album potentially?
Oh, geez, yeah. Well, we are writing right now for sure. So maybe by March 2025, there'll be some new things for sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.